Good evening. It is now 7 p.m. I will call the Tuesday, September 19th, 2023 Board of Selectmen meeting to order. All three selectmen are present, and we will begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I make a motion that we approve the Board of Selectmen meeting minutes from August 15th, 2023.
Second.
Okay, motion and a second. Any discussion on those minutes?
I read them. I didn't see anything.
Me neither.
They look good.
Can they look good?
Fine.
All right. All in favor of approving the Board of Selectmen meeting minutes from August 15th, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Make a motion that we approve the Board of Selectmen special meeting minutes from August 29th, 2023.
Second.
Okay, motion and a second. Any discussion?
No.
Okay, all in favor of approving the meeting minutes from August 29th, 2023, say aye.
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 I'm just going to abstain because I wasn't at the meeting.
Okay. And the last meeting was September 5th, 2023, and that meeting was canceled, so there is no meeting minutes.
Correct.
Correspondence, from Troop D in Danielson. For the month of July 2023, there were 16 accidents, 16 investigations. There were 0 burglaries, 1 larceny, 136 non-reportable matters. And additionally, there was 1 DUI, 8 traffic citations, and 16 written warnings. We had CCM discount prescription usage, and the Chamber of Commerce sent a whole bunch of stuff. An introduction to the new director, as everybody recalls, Betty Kujai retired. And L. Jordan Goslin took over, so they did send us information from the new executive director of the chamber, as well as some business after hours that are coming up. Next Wednesday, September 27th, it's at Spiral Corp in Danielson, and then October 4th, Quinnebog Valley Community College, which is now Connecticut State Community College, is holding an event in Willimantic. And lastly, there is a business showcase Wednesday, October 18th, 2023, at East Pond. So, yeah. Any other correspondence to bring before the board tonight?
I don't think we got anything. Yeah.
All right. Opening up the floor to selectmen comments at this time.
I don't have anything major other than we got through the primary. It sounds like it was smooth going through for the registrars and all the workers. Thanks to all the workers.
Yeah, absolutely. They work a long day.
That's a very long day. I can attest to that. 5:15 to about 8:30.
Ken, anything?
Other than, I think, isn't next weekend Community
Yeah.
Day? And
The
that's
30th?
the big event. And hopefully the weather will be there.
Yeah.
So we can get the people out, because last year we had a great time with the weather, and
We got lucky last year. It was
yes.
nice. Yeah.
Always a great
So
event.
Yeah.
hopefully the weather's with us and everybody comes out and enjoys the day. That's really our real big thing for the fall.
Yeah.
So it's a great day for everybody.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to Community Day myself, for sure. The only thing I have to update is Public Works paving has wrapped up for the most part. Joe is finishing up some driveway aprons. They just finished up Fabian Road. They still have to finish up some work on Norman Hill, some driveway aprons and curbing. He has realized that the funds in the paving budget, because of the drastic cut that took place, it's slowing him down as far as some of the things he wanted to be able to do this fall. And it looks like he's going to have to wait until spring. Particularly Lowell Davis Road was on his target of roads to do work on. And it looks like he's going to have to wait until spring when we get the money from state road aid. He just doesn't want to cut it so close that he runs out of money entirely. So he's hopeful. He's finishing up the driveway aprons. He'll have a better idea in the next week as far as what he might be able to do. But as we get closer, Ken, to the end of the season, it's not usually great to be paving once it starts getting cold.
No,
Um,
it stays down better when it's hotter.
Yeah.
Uh,
So it might be more logical for him to wait. So-
it'll give him, I'm sure he's got more than enough.
Yeah.
Enough other projects to get prepared for the winter to get completed, and if he tackles that in the spring, that'll be great.
And on that note of roads, as you recall, we had Beta Corp. They did an evaluation of all the roads in Thompson. The report was completed. And we were planning on doing a presentation this fall. We're thinking of October 26th. It's a Thursday. That'll be a full presentation by the engineering firm. And they'll discuss what their findings were. And basically, they'll give us an overview of how Thompson can maintain its roads better in the future. So it's not just repairing roads, it's also maintaining them. So it should be a very informative presentation. So we're solidifying the details with that currently, and I'll have more information at the next meeting for that. And that's all I have. There's not anything else from the selectmen. I'll open up the floor to citizen comments. Citizen comments at this time, and I will take any citizen comments in the Cine room first.
I just wanted to ask.
Oh, name and-
Al Landry, 34.
Okay,
I'm waiting to reported that, the Department of Health has cut a lot of people out of there. And I want to know if you've heard anything, how's that gonna affect it?
so from what I could tell, it was a communications director vaccination. It did not appear that they had cut any sanitarian positions. I don't have the full details. I plan on talking to our representative, Orla McKiernan Raftery, tomorrow to get more details. Orla notified us of a special meeting last night, and I did not get the message in time to make the 9 o'clock meeting this morning. So I wasn't present for that, and I haven't had a chance to talk to Maureen. My biggest concern was that they'd be losing some sanitarians. You know, the ones who inspect the restaurants, that inspect the septic systems. That would be the last thing that we need. That's where the service would be suffering the most. But I haven't gotten the full details yet, but I do have a call tomorrow morning with Orla. And then from there, I'll proceed to talk to some of the other town leaders and get their take on it. So in the initial report that I received, it didn't appear that it was services that directly affected each town, but I've yet to research it more. So. Any other citizen comments in the Cine room? Okay, seeing none, we'll go to the virtual audience. Feel free to unmute yourself, state your name and address for the record, and the floor is open. Valerie Clark.
Valerie Clark, Elm Road, Thompson. My understanding is that the Inlands Wetlands Commission has made a recommendation for a policy for the town regarding the use of Roundup. I would like to know when that is going to be on the agenda, and I would encourage you to adopt that policy.
Thank you. And I have not actually been handed that report. I know it was passed along to the Conservation Commission, but I have not actually been physically given that report. So as soon as I do, I will absolutely share it with the board. Good news is there isn't any plans as far as the rest of this season for using Roundup, but certainly it will be something for us to consider putting in place a policy. So I look forward to seeing it from the Inlands Wetlands Commission. Bill and Beverly Warner.
Good evening. I'd like to know why my letter concerning the euthanasia of a dog that was chipped and licensed in Thompson was done without the owner's notification.
Mr. Warner, I spoke to you. That is currently an active open criminal investigation that I cannot comment on, and it should not be brought up currently because of its status as a criminal open investigation.
It was still correspondence that should have been brought up under correspondence that you received an inquiry about it.
I don't believe that that's the case. Is there anything else you'd like to share tonight? Any other citizen comments? Any other citizen comments in the live audience? All right, hearing and seeing none, we will move on to appointments, agenda item 7. So our special meeting last month on August 29th included interviews for the volunteer position of poet laureate in town, and the selection committee chose Steve R. Vayu. He was a highly qualified poet. Also currently has a photographic exhibition at the library. Yeah, so we're excited to potentially appoint him tonight. And then additionally, there's Jennifer Hall for Recreation Commission.
All right, I'll make a motion that we appoint Steve Vayo as poet laureate.
Okay, and that term is to end November 18th, 2025. Okay, there's a motion.
Second,
Suzanne has the second. Any discussion on this appointment?
Just the discussion, we had 2 candidates, they were both very good.
Yes.
And I could foresee in the future them working together
Mm.
in doing this and complement each other very well.
Absolutely, totally agree. Any other discussion on the poet laureate? All in favor of this appointment, say aye.
aye.
Aye. Okay, and that appointment passes. So then we have Jennifer Hall for Recreation Commission, term to end April 15th, 2026.
I'll make the motion.
Second,
Ken has the motion, Suzanne has the second. Any discussion on this applicant? Okay. All in favor of the appointment of Jennifer Hall to Recreation Commission, say aye.
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 Aye. All right.
When does that term end?
Oh, that was April 15th, 2026.
2026, okay.
All right. Agenda item 8, new hire. Personnel matter from Allison Botog. Morning custodian, Bob Corvo has accepted the morning custodian position effective Wednesday, August 30th, 2023. His rate of pay will be $16.50 an hour for a 19-hour work week.
I'll make a motion to accept the recommendation to hire Bob Corvo
And
as a morning and custodian position.
I'll second that.
Okay, there's a motion and a second. Any discussion on this candidate? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
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 We still have a vacancy in the evening?
No,
We
no,
do
that
have
one's still filled, yeah.
Okay, good.
All right. RFP, Permaculture Food Forest Assessment Design Services Award Bid. It has been recommended that we award the bid. Why can't I think of his name? Mr. Wayne Weissman of the Permaculture Project. This is just the design for the 3.2 acre portion of Riverside Park that abuts 65 Main. It's inaccessible to the public currently, and the design and implementation plan under this contract was first deliverable under a USDA UAIP grant. So no local tax dollars went towards this award. It's a completely federally funded award for design services. I'll make a motion that we take the recommendation to award this contract to Mr. Wayne Weissman of the Permaculture Project.
Second motion.
Okay, a motion and a second. This is up for discussion. Primarily, this will be creating a usable space in a portion of Riverside Park currently not utilized. It's going to be low maintenance. They're going to be ridding the area of invasive species and creating a natural, ecologically balanced amount of new vegetation, so to speak. But it's basically just going to be a natural reflective park that people will be able to enjoy. That's a little bit different than the sports related parks, part of Riverside Park on the opposite side of the river.
No, it gives us, access from 65 Main, you know, to the north side of the park, which is a good idea. We have people along Main Street, gives them another avenue to walk and, you know, see that side of the river.
It's another place for recreational use at low maintenance, with low maintenance because of the way it's going to be designed. So versus the grass that needs mowing, it's just gonna be a more natural habitat. Any other discussion? All right, all in favor of approving the design award bid for the permaculture project at 65 Main Street and awarding it to Mr. Wayne Wiseman of the permaculture project, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, Chief Boudreau came to me. This is agenda item 10. And stated that he currently did not have a mutual aid active agreement with Sturbridge Fire Department. It was brought to his attention by Sturbridge Fire Department. This is a pretty, as Ken would like to say, boilerplate mutual aid agreement, but it did require the signature of the entire Board of Selectmen, and not just the Selectmen, and not just me, and not just Chief Boudreau. So it got presented to me so that we could enter into it officially.
Yeah, it's boilerplate, I'm sure. If I'm not mistaken, and I could be wrong. I thought Sturbridge was a town fire department and not volunteer.
Correct, it could
A
be.
paid town fire department.
Where it's funded completely by the town.
Yeah,
Mhm,
So basically the town's
you're
covering
right.
itself
mhm.
and making sure that we are on board with it as well. I remember one of these several years back that came across the Board of Selectmen.
Mhm.
I don't know if it was Dudley or Southbridge. It could have been Southbridge, which possibly could be the one.
Mhm.
Because again, that's a city paid department, and you know, it just spells out what is expected,
Mhm.
that if there's any damage or loss of equipment, and the fact that we supply them their insurance as well, that we're on board with this. So
Yeah. Can I ask I don't know if we've seen one of these come across before, but there's no expiration date, I'm assuming.
it's 10
No.
years.
It's 10
Yeah.
years,
10
so there
years.
is, okay.
Yeah, it's a 10-year agreement.
I didn't see that.
So that way they don't have to do it
I'll be right in
every,
front of you.
yeah, I had read it, it was 10 years. And.
Yeah.
I gotta remember where I saw it.
Right,
Section 14 is terms of the agreement.
Yep, 10 years.
And
There it is.
section, no, 14.
Is it 14, right?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it's in
10
14.
years,
term.
period,
Terms of
10 years,
agreement,
unless
okay.
canceled by any member by giving 30 days written notice. But this is strictly between Quinnebog and Sturbridge.
And that the town is on board with the, like I said, for the liability, the insurance.
Mhm.
It's no different than them going to Woodstock or
Right,
Webster, Dudley, Southbridge, Putnam. Some towns require it, some towns don't. It's formality. So I'll make a motion that we accept the agreement between Quinnebog and mutual aid agreement between Thompson and the town of Sturbridge on behalf of the Quinnebog Fire Department.
second,
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor of entering into this mutual aid agreement on behalf of the Quinnebog Fire Department, say aye.
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 Aye. That motion passes.
Now, do we have to individually sign
Yes,
this
you
as
do.
well? Okay.
Yeah. All right. Community Fire Company. September 8th, 2023, Community Fire Company would like to hold a boot drive at the town transfer station Saturday, October 21st, 2023, from 8 AM to 2 PM.
I'll make the motion.
Okay,
I'll second the motion.
Ken has the motion, Suzanne has the second. Any discussion on this request? There is nothing else going on that day. The transfer station. Okay, all in favor of approving this boot drive, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right. All right, agenda item 12. The 2006 ambulance. If you recall, we had purchased the 3 ambulances from Community Fire Company. 2 of those ambulances are being utilized by Putnam EMS service. We have the 2006, that's the oldest unit. I believe it has about, if I remember correctly, it has 70,000 miles on it. We have to decide what we're going to do with it. I was approached by Animal Control Officer Erin, that it could make a really great animal control vehicle. Currently, the vehicle that she's using is actually inadequate, and she is here. I don't know how the board wishes to handle. I would like to hear from her to see, and then we can open it for discussion. There's 2 options. We either keep it in town and utilize it someplace in town, or we sell it. I had a local admin, Logan Taylor, who he's an administrator of Stonington Ambulance
Right.
Service, so he's an expert in the field as far as ambulances. He thought if we listed it on a site, we might be able to make about $20,000 to put into the town fund. That was kind of the direction in my mind I was leaning, but then Erin approached me and said, gosh, it would make a really great animal control vehicle. And I know she wanted to share with the board why she felt that way, and I think it's important since she's a department head to hear.
I'd like to hear
Sure.
how
Okay,
she could utilize it.
all right, Erin, you have the floor.
Thank you. I wanted to reach out to everyone regarding the ambulance and propose this idea because the van is, in regards to the state animal control officer's opinion as well as mine, honestly, I believe it's a safety hazard in a way because there's mold. Somebody sanitized the van incorrectly previously. There's mold in between the rubber matting and the metal frame or the metal body. So the flooring needs to be ripped out because it's a respiratory issue. And the flooring really needs to be sealed. If I were to pick up an animal that has potentially dangerous viruses or disease, I can't sanitize it out properly. The ambulance, I think, would be a great option for this because it's built specifically for bodily fluids. I think that it would be very helpful for me. Also, I get calls at any time of the night, which could be a dog hit by a car. It could be anything for that matter in the pitch black, and I have no lighting to protect me at all. The ambulance provides that lighting to basically tell someone there's some kind of emergency here. Can you please slow down your vehicle? Right now, I don't have that. I have a white cargo van that I could put the hazards on, but that doesn't mean that someone's going to slow down and I could potentially get hit by a car in the process. The other thing that I researched is that ambulances have a much better ability to drive in the snow, whereas that cargo van does not. I also have no storage capabilities inside the van. I should be able to carry blankets or medical supplies for animals, as well as crates, and have everything prepared, animal traps. I'm just not situated in a position right now with that ACO van to do all the things that I need to. I was doing further research today. Even I was speaking to other animal control officers for different towns, and there's at least 7 other towns that I know of that have these emergency lights that I do not have. And they have the proper setup to hold all their supplies like nets and catch poles and etc. Whereas mine at this moment are rolling around in the van as I drive.
I can see where it's an advantage without a doubt. Plus you can isolate the front to the back, put the equipment in. I know we had talked about our fire marshal possibly using it, and honestly, I wish he had,
Right.
because we have the vehicle and you can store the stuff in it. The current van, I agree, doesn't, and we can utilize that van for other things in town. We can sanitize the floor
Mhm.
and get that squared away. And use it for what we had intended to move people here and there for whatever it may be.
Mhm.
It would be better utilized in that fashion. Yeah, because I would really hate to go out and buy a vehicle. There's so many compartments in it. You can heat the back, you
Yep.
know, everything there, all of her equipment. The only thing we'd have to check is the lighting, because red lights, blue lights.
Right.
Have certain requirements
Mm,
and permits, depending on the usage.
Okay,
You know, where the town trucks, I believe, are yellow,
Right.
correct? And even with that, you're supposed to get a permit for
A
the
permit.
vehicle,
okay.
you know, but
So, do we know what condition the vehicle is in? Does anybody,
It's actually in good condition.
it is?
it-
And it's a diesel, if I'm not mistaken, pretty sure it's a diesel.
Like-
Can
I'm
you
sorry to interrupt, Amy. I do believe it has about 96,000 miles
Oh,
on
was
it.
it 96,000? Okay,
Yeah, community only had one gas, and that's 581, which is in use now, and the others were diesel.
okay.
So it's a diesel, and 96,000 for a diesel is not nothing. But I wonder if it would be beneficial to put it out for a bid to see what kind of dollar amount it could bring. And then turn around and purchase. There's such a shortage of ambulances, it may be more valuable than we realize, that's my point. If it's in good running, operating condition, there's such a shortage of ambulances right now, there. Other services that are looking to purchase cannot. And the wait is over 2 years. For a box truck. So I'm just throwing out what I know.
Right,
it's 17 years old.
Well, they can.
No, I know the
Take the
diesels,
back off and, yeah,
the
redo
modular body,
Logan actually thought that it could be of interest to people that turn them into campers.
Oh,
well, some.
No, I
Even more
wasn't
so than
thinking
a-
that.
Even more so than a service, a lot more so than a service purchasing it. So people modify them and turn them into camper units.
Camper work trucks, they
Mhm.
do. You see them all over the place.
Right.
Even if you got 15 to 20, you're gonna, if we decide
won't
to
be
go
able to buy
look at a
something.
vehicle, we're not gonna be
No.
able to buy something
You'll
that
never
is,
be able to,
especially the way used vehicles have gone up.
right,
You're looking at a pickup truck, crew cab pickup trucks
60.
that, I mean, on the used market, that 150, 200,000 miles,
Mm.
that are bringing 15 to 20 on a used truck.
what did we pay for all 3 vehicles and the equipment and all?
168, we're currently at 160,000 returned. So we're $8,000 away from breaking even.
And that's not bad in the grand scheme of things.
I'm an advocate for Aaron's request because I believe in supporting our department heads.
Well, I do agree. I think it'll be more beneficial, plus it frees up the van
Well,
to use
certainly.
it for other things
Right. At
within the
Public
town.
Works.
More beneficial than having it sit outside
Even
at
for
the,
recreation, to
Everything,
move stuff, yeah,
it's that extra vehicle
right,
that we were using it before for.
right.
as long as we're not having to invest money into it, I think,
Right.
or a lot of
Well-
money. It's better than having it sit out at the garage.
It's better when they're moving, you know, we can always have Joe give it a good once over.
Mhm.
I mean, he's been fixing this stuff for us till he became
Well,
highway
yeah, they
department
can't
head.
fix anything anymore, but.
No,
No,
but,
but he is,
Yeah,
or we
a
could
great
take it
judge.
and have a look over or something. I just wouldn't want to make this transition and then find out we have to invest.
like $10,000 or $15,000 into it.
but have Joe look at it. He can always talk with Chief Sharp,
Mhm.
because it was their vehicle. To see what the history is on it.
Right.
Hold on.
Oops.
Oh,
What?
sorry.
Say something?
No,
do you
I
got?
was, I'm sorry, there was background noise. I thought I was muted. I was going to say, what if, I mean, if we're 8,000 away from breaking even, could we sell the van for even that? I
I
mean,
thought about that too,
Hmm.
combining the two,
I'll be honest, the van, if you go out and look for a van, for a service van, they're bringing ridiculous money too.
So maybe that's.
For over 200,000 miles.
Right,
So you're looking at a van that is 9-passenger. We've got 2 of them. We have so many things that go on. The box truck that we use for recreation, we got from state surplus, is
that's limping, isn't it?
it's limping. okay?
That's bleeding.
We keep putting, well, age is what's getting it. I mean, it does run well, but age is catching up with it.
Sure.
And that van can be utilized. You know, so we have a vehicle that we can utilize, because if we go out and buy one,
Right,
what we're gonna get, we're gonna spend again.
yeah.
So we know our vehicle, we're better off.
So are
keeping
you
it and
suggesting the
running
rec
it.
department could use it?
Well, any of the,
Any of the departments. even
any of
Public
the
Works
town,
could
I
use
mean,
it to move
you know,
stuff.
I ran it and, you know,
It wouldn't go to waste.
it's not, it's gonna be
It would
used,
absolutely not go to waste.
you know, let's say, what do you call, inland wetlands or, conservation
Like
has
do
a
a site
walkthrough and
visit.
they need to bring everybody down.
Mhm.
You jump in the van and go. I mean, it's there to use
Right.
and
I thought I
utilize it.
heard it was in really rough shape.
Well, it got a little cleanliness wise, and that's where the mold problem came through. So hosing it out of animal byproducts over the last 2 years, and it not meaning it shouldn't have been cleaned out that way. It wasn't meant for that.
But it can be cleaned out and done appropriately.
Yeah,
It shouldn't be that difficult.
right.
I mean, they recondition vehicles at dealerships that are atrocious.
Yeah.
So can I just make a suggestion that we have it looked at and by whoever and kind of get
I can
back
bring,
to us on
I
it,
can bring
table
the
it to.
report, so we can bring it up at the next selectmen meeting.
I don't
I'll
wanna
get
make a
Joe's-
decision
I'll
tonight.
get Joe's report on it,
But
and then we can
And
make a decision.
There may be a cost associated too with making it into is the, what's that thing called, that the, gurney is
No, that's already,
that's gone.
right, and it wasn't a,
Power
power
lift,
one, it wasn't a
right.
power lift.
Right,
so-
no,
that I
there's-
knew, but-
There's just a bracket that's screwed to the floor that comes out
Mhm.
on that stuff.
Yeah, just to to see what it's gonna cost too,
Yep.
just to get it ready for,
Right,
to transition it.
You know, to transition it, you gotta get community's name off of it.
right,
Yeah, you have
And you
to,
can do that
and
with,
check out the issue with the lights, sounds like.
yeah,
Yeah,
Sure
that-
that-
because you
that's-
gotta
that's
make
easy
sure
enough.
that you're not using.
I mean, but it
lights that
has
are-
scene lights on it that light up all four sides.
Yes.
Right,
And I think that's what Aaron's talking
And the
about.
scene lights are very important.
Get a
Uh,
can of spray paint.
which is the biggest thing. If you got scene lights, people are gonna see
Yeah.
those at a scene.
Yes,
So you, even with the side that possibly can be stripped, or you can put a piece of vinyl over it and cover it. There
you can
are
buy the
ways, so-
stickers
right.
Yeah.
right online.
So
Yeah,
Aaron, it
ways-
They
sounds
could
like
say Thompson ACO, you know.
We're
You
gonna-
could do a number of things.
Yeah.
we're gonna put a little more thought, we're gonna get a little information, and then.
Just make sure
we'll
it's
know October 3rd, I think, is our first, second, third. October 3rd is our next meeting.
Okay, perfect. I did just make a comment in the chat that some other animal control departments do have red and blues, just so you're aware, but I will let you guys think about that
Because
more. Thank
you are a law enforcement arm, so.
Yes, yes.
So we'll just make sure that we're good with that.
Yeah, thank you so much for listening to my proposal.
Yeah, absolutely. And
you.
Aaron, I've been thinking, it would be nice to have you come in, and do a report maybe sometime in October of all your activity over the last few months.
Perfect. I can do
All
that.
right.
That
All
would
right,
be
awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Erin. She is very busy all the time and currently has 2 dogs in the shelter. And I think a couple cats still. Oh, Erin, while we've got you on the line, do you want to make a plug for any animals you might have in the shelter?
I have 2 dogs. I have one senior dog that was just brought in the other day. It's a 12-year-old Cocker Spaniel. She's very sweet. And then I have the other dog that was unfortunately tethered to my fence. He is not ready for adoption yet. He has a vet appointment tomorrow. I have 5 kittens up for adoption, and I have their mom cat. She's also up for adoption, but she does need to have her canine tooth removed and be spayed first prior to going home.
Okay. All right, awesome. But the Cocker Spaniel is up for adoption.
Yep, she's staying with me for probably about a week or so I can just evaluate her and get her up to date on her vaccines, but she's a very sweet dog. She was actually owner surrendered to me by a resident.
Okay, all right. Good, keep us posted.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so we'll discuss the ambulance at the next meeting.
I think
And I'll
that's a
get you
good
all the
idea. Yeah.
information. Agenda item 8, allotment of NIPS funds for the transfer station improvements. At the August Transfer Station Advisory Committee meeting, there was discussion about what we're going to do with the NIPS money. Currently, the account has $11,345. There should be another nearly equal amount before the end of this year put into the fund. If everybody recalls, there is currently a surcharge on NIPS that the actual retailers pay. And that goes to the state, and then the towns get a portion of that money based on the number of package stores or that are selling the NIPS within their town. So the money that's directly sold here in town comes back to the town. And it is charged to be used for recycling programs and things that advocate for environmental, Lynn knows it better than anybody, environmental things that protect the environment. But for us specifically, I believe the transfer station would be a great place to utilize the funds for transfer station improvements. So that we can go into discussion properly, I'll make a motion that we take the transfer station advisory committee's suggestion and appropriate the NIPS funds solely to transfer station improvements. Make that motion, just so we can get to this.
Second.
Okay, motion and second, so now we're open for discussion. Just some background, last year's FY 23, the transfer station ran at a $125,000 loss when all was said and done at the end of the year. Obviously, there's many improvements that are necessary at the transfer station. Some are smaller improvements. Currently, Joe would like to, in the area where the battery collection is and the oil collection, there's just some really beat up buildings. He'd like to purchase container units that have roll tops, you know, like garage door roll tops, to clean up that area.
They're old truck bodies that have been there for as
Is
long
that what
as
it
I can,
is? Yeah.
I can remember, and they've seen better days.
Yeah. Currently, to do the project that he wants to do, I believe it was $20,000 or $25,000. So we're coming close. At the end of this year, we should be close.
So
to
that's
that.
what he would like to do with the funds from the NIPS?
He would like to do improvements like that. And ultimately, I think the Transfer Station Advisory Committee and of course myself would like to eventually do some type of engineered design for actually really seriously improving the facility to ensure that our workers have a place to be, especially in the upper level, that they would have a bathroom instead of using a porta-john, that they would have running water potentially for eye wash stations. Currently, I think they just have the portable, you know, bottles for eye wash. But to have an actual eye wash station would be really wonderful. So just to have plans to really upgrade the whole entire facility, as well as accommodate the growth within town. Because as the town grows and gets more people, there's more people that are going to be going to the transfer station, and we have to be ready to accommodate that flow of traffic. So ultimately, that would be another goal, is to have actual design plans, engineered design plans, so that we can leverage that as a shovel-ready project to potentially get grant money to improve the transfer station.
So the NIP money is gonna continue to come in?
Yes,
On what is it, once a year, or is it
I thought it was
Twice.
twice.
twice a year, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
And the 11,000,
Is currently, what's in the
11,345 is one-time payment
for this year.
for this year?
Yeah.
And that will come in every 6 months, that much, or was that just a large?
It depends on what's sold.
Buy your
So-
NIPS in Thompson.
Buy more NIPS.
Yeah, whatever is sold in the town, whatever
Yes.
that's collected comes back to the town.
And it meets the requirements by just having it, it's not, it doesn't have to be on a specific recycling project. This counts as the direction of what we're supposed to be doing with it.
Yeah, Lynn
Yes.
is the expert. Lynn Landry is the expert, and she's here if you wanted her to share some of her thoughts.
Absolutely.
Lynn Landry, 33 Randall Road. So what this surcharge does is it creates funds for the towns, and it's used for, the legislation has it used for solid waste management and recycling education. So it's perfect for our transfer station So if we improve the facility with capital improvements, this isn't money that is used for day-to-day operations.
Right.
So for capital improvements that would increase our efficiency of handling the waste and also provide some education and, you know, more compliance of the users. We have seen a growth in the transfer station users as the private haulers have increased their prices. And I think we'll see more of that growth. So the plans that Joe has for these improvements, I think will be very well received and very much needed at our transfer station.
Good. But we have to, no matter what, the board has to determine where the funds will go. And it just seems logical because we are restricted as far as what we could use them for.
Right, and it makes sense, and there's some capital projects that probably wouldn't get done otherwise.
Not
Well-
carrying $125,000 loss.
Well, I do have questions because I did not see the original bill. Just what I'm reading here, and it's, you know, I'd love to use it to improve.
Mhm.
You know, these measures include such things as hiring recycling coordinator. We have a coordinator with Winston. Installing storm drain filters to block
Mhm.
solid waste. We've got the sump, usually that stuff, we're doing pretty good. We just bought a street sweeper several years ago. Vacuum or broom to remove, we already have one of those. And it says other debris from streets, sidewalks, and the budding lawn and turf areas. It basically is what it's saying is uses on the street, the way I'm reading this. It isn't saying anything about at the transfer station.
No, it just says funds for environmental measures to
Okay.
reduce solid waste generation in a municipality.
So, I mean, I just have a question of, you know, there's very small funds at the moment. It'll double very shortly, which is great. And just want to make sure that wherever we decide to use it, that it's, you know, it's one of those approved items. So, you know, I don't know what other towns have done with, you know, their funds as of yet.
I don't know.
It's just, I'm just
Mhm.
reading what I'm seeing here. It's not that I'm against using it at the transfer
Right.
station, just that we use it appropriately, and I just read off the stuff that we've already have done, because we have Winston, we have the new sweeper, we have a vacuum broom, you know, to clean catch basins. So as long as we can use it to compact or, you know, things of that nature at the thing, I'm all for it.
Mhm.
Just making sure that we're in those proper parameters.
Mhm.
So maybe we can find,
Well,
you know,
no-
what the bill was intended to, because sometimes when they write the bill and you know, you look at the writing in the archives, that tells you exactly what their thoughts were. You know, when they amend the bill or create a bill, there's always a bunch of discussion before they put it into fine words. But sometimes the language doesn't match the intent that they were driving at. So I'm just trying to err on the side of caution. It's not that I'm against it by any
Well,
means.
I'm gonna say without a doubt, what I know is that Lynn has absolutely done extensive research on it. And there's an entire bill revolving around that. Let me just see.
So no matter what, we need to use the funds. I'm all for that. You know, and then we should have a list of the priorities and roughly what the costs are, and we can chip away at it.
So do we want to reach out to someone?
Perhaps it'd be appropriate to reach out to Winston April.
Okay.
Yeah, Woodson would be a great one
Yeah.
to see, because he represents a lot of towns and seeing how they're using the funds.
All right, I'm happy to do that.
Yeah,
Do that
that'd
first
be
thing
great.
tomorrow.
So that way we use them appropriately and.
All right,
And
that's
do what
what
we
I will
need to
do. I will be tasked with that tomorrow. And have an answer at the next selectman meeting.
Sounds good.
All
And
right.
hopefully we'll know how much closer to the next payment is as well.
Yes, I'm gonna withdraw my motion,
And I will withdraw mine.
okay? And we will move on. Any other business to bring before the board tonight?
I don't have anything.
Nope.
All right. Opening it up to citizen comments, and we will begin with the virtual audience, citizen comments. Okay, virtual, live audience, any citizen comments?
Valley 33 Randall. I just wanted to say you did mention, an eye wash station and other medical stuff. It's not only for the workers, if a user gets hurt, that could really come back on town. So
Right.
there are some priorities we really need to consider.
Absolutely, absolutely true. Okay, any other citizen comments? Okay, I'm not seeing any. We will move on to tax refunds.
Say none.
All right, it's a long list, but I am gonna I'm gonna read them off just for the record. I'll make a motion that we refund ACAR Leasing LTD $271.62. Sungar and Ulker Akun $8.76 and $53.90. Gary Budrow $38.79. Teresa G. Boothby $249.48. David Chapdelaine $22.70. Donna E. Sharon $10.35. Daniel E. Dumas $52.81. Daniel E. A. Dumas $18.67. Samuel J. Duquette $69.55. Sergey Devon, I'm not going to say that right, $16.64. Hyundai Lease Titling Trust $481.44. Joel T. Jazerski $138.14 and $225.68. Kelly A. Johnson Scott $24.52. Michael Labonte $106.91. Edgar Langway $57.36. Brian Lafredo $239.33. Roberta Mathon $50.02. Peter Nidzwekis $145.60. Nissan Infinity LT LLC $270.58. Jeremiah and Catherine Poirier $29.12. Dennis Prue $2.16 and $85.41. Katie Prue $125.01. William Rivera $70.90. Rhonda Taxon $335.67. Jordan Torres $137.07. Toyota Lease Trust $345.75. VCFS Auto Leasing $624.65. and Yolanda Walker $63.78 and $71.84 for a total of $4,444.21. Make that motion.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion on these tax refunds? All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion to adjourn.
Ken has a motion
Second.
to adjourn. Suzanne has the second. It is 7:49. All in favor of adjournment.
Aye.
Aye. We are adjourned. Thank you, everybody.